Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with the remote teaching and a learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Hello, students. I, Miss RADHIKA YADAV, teaching at Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College, once again here with you, dealing with subject history of Standard 7, Chapter 2, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. Now, students, in this lesson we shall learn about the various ruling powers in India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj, and also various ruling powers existed in India during that period. So here we have the very first ruling power is the Pal dynasty. So students, the Pals were astute diplomats and military conquerors. Their navy performed both mercantile and defensive roles in the Bay of Bengal. So the Pals were basically the promoters of classical Indian philosophy, literature, painting and sculpture. In central India, the Gurjar Pratihar power spread up to Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj and Gujarat. Among the Rajput dynasties in North India, the Garhwal and the Parmar dynasties were the important ones. Among Rajputs, Prithviraj Chauhan, belonging to the Chauhan dynasty, was a valiant king. So as we know that Prithviraj achieved military success against several neighboring Hindu kingdoms, most notably against the Chandel king. So in the first war at Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan had defeated Muhammad Ghuri, but Muhammad Ghuri defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in the second war at Tarai. Rajendra I. Now, who was Rajendra I? So, he was a Chola emperor, chiefly remembered for reinstating the Chola power and ensuring its supremacy in South India and Indian Ocean. And Rajendra I. So, Rajendra I was a Tamil Chola emperor. So, these two, belonging to the Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu, were eminent rulers. The Cholas conquered the Maldive Islands and Sri Lanka using their naval strength. Krishna Vishnuvardhan. So Krishna Vishnuvardhan was a king of Hoysala Empire in what is today the modern state of Karnataka. So during the reign of Govind III of the Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra, the Rashtrakuta power spread from Kannauj up to Rameshwar. So students, Rashtrakuta was a royal dynasty ruling large parts of the Indian subcontinent between the 6th and 10th centuries. The earliest known Rashtrakuta inscription is a 7th century copper plate grant detailing their rule. So later Krishna III conquered the region up to Allahabad. So three dynasties of the Shilaharsh emerged in western Maharashtra. One dynasty ruled over Thane and Raigad in North Konkan, the second in South Konkan, while the third dynasty ruled over some parts of the present-day Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli and Belgaum district. So the last prosperous power before the period of Shivaji Maharaj was that of the Yadavas. The capital of Bilam V of the Yadava dynasty was at Devgiri near Aurangabad. He extended his rule beyond the river Krishna. The Yadava period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. It is in that period the Mahanubhav Panth and the Varkari movement emerged. Now, what is Varkari movement is? So Varkaris are the one who worship the Lord Vitthal. They are basically the one who worship the Lord Vitthal, and Varkari is a religious movement within the Bhakti tradition of Hinduism. So in the Marathi language of Maharashtra, Vari means pilgrimage and Kari means one who undertakes it, means the person who takes this Varkari movement. The one who undertakes the Varkari movement is called Varkari. So this is what Varkari movement is. Next we have invasions from the North-West. So in the meanwhile, the Arab power had emerged in the Middle East. Arab rulers turned towards India to expand their empire. The Arab general Muhammad bin QASIM attacked the Sindh province in the 8th century. Notwithstanding the resistance of King Dahir, he conquered the province of Sindh. Due to this campaign, the Arabs came into political contact with India for the first time. In that period, they followed Turks, Afghans, and Mughals from Central Asia came to India and established their power. In the 11th century CE, the Turks began to invade India. Expanding their territories, they reached the northwestern frontier of India. So Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni invaded India many times. He plundered the rich temples at Mathura, Vrindavan, Kannauj and Somnath, and he carried away enormous wealth with him. Now wealth in the sense that cash or gold, silver, these are called as wealth. So this Mahmud Ghazni, he invaded India and he tried to take away the wealth, this enormous wealth of the following temples called Mathura, Vrindavan, Kannauj and Somnath. So the world famous enriched library of the Nalanda University was burnt down by Bhaktiar Khalji. This is the image you can see of Nalanda University. Next we have Sultan Muhammad Ghori of Ghur from Afghanistan invaded India in 1175 CE and 1178 CE. So he appointed Qutbuddin Aibak to look after the governance of the conquered territories in India. Later, after the death of Muhammad Ghori in 1206 CE, Aibak began to rule the Indian territories under his rule. Independently, Aibak, who was initially a slave, became the ruler of Delhi and he died in 1210 CE. Ibrahim Lodi was the last sultan. He made many enemies because of his peculiar temperament. Daulat Khan Lodi, governor of Punjab, invited Babur, the ruler of Kabul, to fight against Ibrahim Lodi. Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the battle and thus the Sultanate came to an end. So when we talk about Babur, is considered as one of the most finest Mughal emperor. Babur succeeded in securing the dynasty's position in Delhi after a series of sultanates failed to consolidate their seats, and his empire went on to rule for over 300 years in India, and he passed away on December 26 in 1530. Thank you, students.